Yo, yes. What's good, man? We here. Knicks Real Talk. Knicks follow up post game. Knicks taking no bull from the Bulls at MSG last night, man. We went in there and got it popping. Hard fought game, man. But we came out there and did our thing. Salute to the New York Knicks. Had a victory 4 in a row, man. They're looking pretty good right now. That was a good game overall for the Knicks, man. I was excited about that game last night, fella. That was a real great game. Knicks came out to play. Did their thing, man. So I was really excited about that, man. So salute to the Knicks. But yeah, man, that was a gritty game, man. We came out doing our thing, but they kind of got back in the game with that prolific offense they got in DeMar DeRozan, fellas. But before we even get into all that, salute to my brother Shaw Powell and KJ Advance. Shaw Powell was good, my brother.
Salute KJ, salute Divine. The chat's where it's at. Let's get it.
Facts. KJ, what's going on with you?
Devon Shah, salute my guys. A Knicks family in the chat. We here. We're gonna get this content all day, 365 days a year. We here for it. So let's hit that. Let's get into it, guys.
Yeah, real talk. Salute to the chat already, man. Getting it popping, man. Salute to everybody wherever you streaming them from, man. We're gonna be here talking about the game, the recap last night. A lot of news out there, a lot of buzz out there. We're gonna get into all that, man. So we just here, man. Me and the brothers, we here. We ready to get it popping with y'all, man. But what can I say? Knicks at MSG last night, man. Went down there, had a popping to get some cats, man. They really came out to play, man. I was excited about the way they won. They fought hard for a game. But the lot Obi Toppin came in, got it popping. RJ Barrett, Alex Burks had it popping. I mean, they was lighting it up last night. Alex Burks and what can we say about Star J Barrett, man? If any doubters out there now, they need to get and kill that noise. That young brother. Once we make some moves in the off season, the game gonna change for the Knicks, man. And I really feel good. I really feel good about the Knicks kid. Like in the words of Kendrick Lamar, man. Well, we gonna be all right. I really believe that Knicks gonna be all right, man. But Shaw Powell was a good game last night, man. Them cats played some good ball last night.
Man, what can you say about that young team that ran out there yesterday, man? They just went out there and played some ball, and they grabbed that win right from under their breath, man. The Knicks just came out and played, and they've been playing pretty good ball, man. A little escape from Evan Fournier and Julius Randle. But aside from that, man, we came out and played some real good ball last night. And what can you say about my man Mitchell Robinson, man? Pay this man, please, before this year is over.
Yeah, facts. Hey, KJ, I was watching the game, man. I was like, I wasn't worried about the thing, man. Like they had it. Alex Burks was in the bag last night. I was like, he was doing this thing. And RJ, what I love about RJ, he let the game come to him. He ain't forcing nothing. And man, once the refs start respecting him, and once he hit free throws, and they start respecting RJ gonna be 25, 27 a game, literally.
So we have to give our front office kudos, and I feel like the front office has been getting a bad rap because of the moves that they made by bringing some of these players in, Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, but the moves that we're not. Look at what's going on now with our young core, to draft guys like Grimes and the McBride at where they got drafted at. To bring in these guys, Sims, to them, those three guys alone are making a difference in this young core. So we got to give those guys a lot of credit because we got to look forward. Hey, put it like this. If this was the beginning of the season and the draft came, we probably wouldn't have picked up Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, if they known what they know now about this young core. So we got to give kudos from props is due. So kudos to the front office for bringing them guys in here. So I'm excited. Looking forward to the all season because I know they're going to bring in guys that they really want here.
Yeah, real talk. I'm super excited. Like I said, man, I'm just like a kid in the candy store because I know the future's bright, man. It feels bright, bro. Real talk. New York Knicks future is bright, and I really believe that. I mean, and I just want to give a shout out to my man Walt Perrin. Salute Walt Perrin. I mean, he know how to draft, bro. You know what I mean? And even this year with the 12th pick, I'm not concerned about nothing. That's why I didn't want to kind of like do this tank thing. I don't care what from 1 to 5, 1 to 20, whatever the Knicks pick in, they're gonna get a good player because Walt Perrin he know talent. He drafted down to Mitchell at the 13th pick. You know what I mean? And so I'm not. That's why I was like, man, just keep fighting, keep scrapping. I wish we could win all these games. I mean, can you imagine the feeling these young guys gonna get knowing that Obi Toppin finally starting to show us what he could do, and quickly them guys gonna come in the next year like, man, we can handle this. You know what I mean? They're gonna come in there more how would I say, experience, more confident, especially confidence. They're gonna come in there more confident because they played the last of the season out and it worked out well. Fresh start, man. I'm loving it, man. Real talk, man. Let's real quick go over the stats from last night, getting some team and players that we get back into the conversation. For the New York Knicks last night, man, it was a pretty good game overall. Let me break all that down for us right quick. RJ Barrett, 43 minutes, 10 field goals, 41%, 2 3-pointers made, shot 66% from the 3-point line. Damn, he was killing it. Foul tech wasn't bad, 85% from the foul tech, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 28 points plus 4. That young man, listen, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. Think about since Randall haven't been playing or when Randall came back. RJ 4-0. 4-0. 2 of them games he won without Randall, and 2 of the games he didn't need Randall. You know what I mean? So I think good job of him. Julius Randle, 27 minutes, 1 field goal, 11% from the field goal. He only shot 11%, man. Come on. 50% from the foul tech, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 points, -7. Julius Randle, it just wasn't, he ain't there, y'all. I don't know what to say. I think he tapped out. Tapped out in a certain way anyway. Mitchell Robinson, 34 minutes, had 9 points. Am I right? Yeah, he had, he had 10 points, 12 rebounds. There's 16 points, 16 points plus 10. I apologize for that. I mean, listen, he was in it, man. Shooting the free throws. You know, he was doing his thing last night. 88% field goal percent. Damn, 12 rebounds. Alex Burks, man of the game for me. Player of the game last night, Alex Burks, 41 minutes, 9 for 19, 5 from 10 from 3, shot 50% from 3, foul tech 100%, ain't missed none of them. Dropped 27 plus 10, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Yo, he was killing it last night. Alex Burks was the player of the game last night for me. Evan Fournier, donut last night, 24 minutes, 2 field goals, 10 attempts, shot 20%, 1 for 8 from the 3-point, 12%, 3 assists, 1 rebound, 2 turnovers, 1 steal. He was a +3, but that was abysmal. 5 points. You gotta get him on a Jetson up out of here, man. I ain't paying $19 million for that. Real talk. Jericho said, good man, 13 minutes, man. No points, nothing like that. But he snatched 2 rebounds. His energy, he was a -7. He didn't really have too much last night. Manuel quickly -2, but he's 26 minutes. He had big 8 points, but he did dish out 2 rebounds, 4 assists and 1 rebound. So he, kind of minus as well. McBride would say that Obi Toppin, he might have been a -2, but he had 17 points. No assists for Obi Toppin last night. So he didn't really have, but he came in, man. That boy gonna be the power forward moving forward. Other than that, man, that was the Knicks box score last night, God. I think overall, team-wise, I'm gonna get a team a solid, man. They played solid last night. To be able to play like that against that prolific offense, I'm gonna give them an A for the night, man. I think they did very well last night, Shop Howard. I just think they was in it.
I mean, to play a team when you semi-shorthanded, you don't have a full roster, to come out and play with energy, effort, and push some pace. What can you say about this New York Knicks team, man? Our guys came out last night and they wanted it, and they end up beating the team that they usually have trouble with. What can you say about these New York Knicks, man? They put that young crew out there. They let them run up and down, and to watch that happen. I can't wait to see what's going to happen for this for years to come.
Yeah, it was absolutely, man. I think KJ. All I needed to see was last night. After I seen last night, it wasn't enough for me to say. I mean, it just validated everything I was talking about for the last 2 months. I was like, Julius Randle. After that, thumbs down. It's over. It's over. Send them up out of here. The Knicks fan base is not gonna forgive Julius for that. I don't care what he might have a good game. They gonna cheer because he having a good game, but the minute he stick up the joint, they see what he's seeing. That's a wrap for him, bro.
Yeah, and I know we'll get into Julius later, but they get an A for me. It's a win at home. We've been terrible at home.
Terrible.
With the young squad coming in, and these guys are playing for something, but it's we may not get in, but the guys are still playing. And that's all we want in New York. Like just effort. This team shows effort and they showing heart. we're showing the dogs that we all talked about early in the beginning. Like, who's the dog on this team? We got a whole lot of young dogs on this team now that we didn't see this earlier. So kudos to them, but they get an A for me for that win at home.
Yeah, it was, man. It was a phenomenal win, 4 in a row. The energy, man. You know, like I said, it was just electric, man. I was like, man, these cats is real talk. Them cats is ready to play, man. And I like the way they playing. I like this unselfishness. I like the way the hustle, the defense getting better. I had 150. I think I had 115, 105, or like 111, something like that. So you know, but they were playing. That defense had been playing. We've been playing good since the All-Star break, but I think they're playing much better now. And I think that man, you make the right move next year and put Alex Burks back at the 3 and let him come off the bench. And we had talked about that too, man, because a lot. I think that would be a good look for the Knicks, man. And then you get that point guard we need, or if quickly happen to merge over the summer and take that role for somebody. I just think the Knicks overall is in a good spot, man. But let me drop some little bit of highlights from last night. Let everybody see some of the stuff we seen last night. I think it was real impressive what the Knicks did, man. The way they played and the way they got down, man. So we get into that, man. Let me drop that right quick. Here goes some highlights from last night, guys. Let's get in that, and then we get back at it, man. Talk about it.
Bully ball.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Bully ball. Yeah, you know what? He was on that all night too, man. He was on that all night, but that bully ball thing, he's something else.
The crazy thing is they know which way he going too.
Right.
They can't stop him.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. He can go right too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sorry about that, guy. I don't know how that happened. But this is the accident started pretty much at the beginning, but they were doing it, man. Look at this kid right here. Passing lanes, them the things they don't talk about. Look at this. He just you know what, for him his right hand getting better too as well. They go Money Mitch. That's what I love about RJ. He see Mitch a lot up there, guys, and a lot of people don't get to see Mitch up there like he do.
Yeah, there's a little thing where him and Mitch are sitting on the bench and they talking to each other, man. Like really loving each other up, man. And I hope he could talk Mitch into staying.
I think Mitch can't go nowhere. I really believe that. Here you go. Take that.
Oh, it's young energy in the building.
He beasted on that one right there. That made me lose my voice last night.
Come on, man. This kid is, you know what it is about RJ Barrett? He not that high flying, sexy dunking dude. That's why he don't get that. But his skill is that left hand is unmatched, man. He gonna wait till he start knocking out on free throws. It's a wrap then. And the rest start giving him some calls every now and then. Good call right there. Bang.
Bully ball.
Yeah, man. And one.
You notice with him, his confidence is starting to get up more.
Yep. Absolutely. Facts. Yeah, that boy. You got to give him his money, man. Go play with that boy. And look at it. He been doing a lot of things in since the All-Star break, like anybody else, any other superstars in the building been doing. The numbers speak for itself, really. And he winning. So that was just RJ Barrett highlights last night. We winning, man. That's the key thing to me, guys. Like, you know what? He doing all this and we winning. He leading the team in the right way. The cats enjoy being around him. And I just think it's exciting what he's doing, Shot Power. So I'm hoping that this is just the start. Once he start hitting them free throws, like I said, and then he start actually getting the refs, give him more respect. Give him sort of like that James Harden type respect. At least give him some calls, you know what I mean? And once he start getting that, man, I think they're good to go, Shot Powers.
Yeah, this young man is starting to blossom right in front of our eyes, man. Every year you see a little maturation for him to getting better and learning the game a little bit more. But this year, if you look at him, you look at the way his persona is, you look at his facial structure, you look when he goes to the hole, his build and everything like that. This young man is about to be an all-star soon in the next couple of years to come, man. He's stronger. You can see the cuts in his arms. You see his face. He looks more dedicated, and he's letting the refs know, I am one of those players that when I make a move to the hole, you got to blow that whistle for me because I'm going to draw some fouls and I'm going to score this bucket. So kudos to RJ Barrett, man. I just can't wait to see what happens in the off season with him if he develops a short little jump shot from the foul line down, to see if he can stay consistent with the free throw shooting. And I believe easily next year, if he stay healthy and he stay with the same mindset that he has towards these last end of these games, I believe he's going to be at least a 24-point scoring machine next year.
Yeah, yeah, and KJ, man, his maturation is beautiful, man. To see the growth and development of this young man, and like in 13, 17, 20. That, every year, that's the reason why you got to respect guys like that. They get better every year. They don't decline, they incline. And he's ascending, man. He's ascending to another level. And I think the best is yet to come for that young man, man. I really believe that. So I'm excited about him.
Absolutely. He's growing into the young leader. The leader, not just the young leader, he's growing into the leader of the team. And guys are respecting him more. As we see at the end of the game, who had the ball in their hand? RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett took them last couple shots last night. And as in the beginning of the year, it was going to Julius Randle. Give it to RJ now. Like his that's what the confidence. Once you get a certain amount of confidence in yourself, you feel like you can do anything. And maybe that's why Julius is looking like, hey man, you gotta step back. Like, is he that player to say, nah, RJ, give it to the team? Julius is not ready for that right now. He still feels like he's the number one. He wants to be, but it's RJ. Anybody can see that's in the Knicks organization, and the Knicks, well, I don't know about the organization, but we can see it. That RJ is the leader on this team, and then they should build the team around RJ Barrett because of what he's doing right now. He's only going to get better. And to me, is out of that young crew, he can get all those young crew together in the all season and really, really work out with Obi Toppin and IQ and Jericho Sims and Grimes and McBride. I think that niche of players is going to be a deadly. And next year, I believe RJ Barrett will be an all-star next year.
Yeah, facts. No question. He has it, man. Let's just call it what it is. He has it. He been working hard since he was a young kid to get it. I mean, hey, y'all can go back into the archives. Y'all look at the montage I put out there for RJ Barrett, different levels. I put that video out about 3-4 months ago. I could check it out, man. And y'all see what I'm talking about. This kid was born to do this. You know what I mean? This was a dream of his, and he's taking the full advantage of it. So I'm excited that he's going to be one of the Knicks leaders moving forward. I really am, man. I'm happy for RJ Barrett. But he's living up to the number 3 pick. That's all I can pretty. Let's make a long story short. He's living up to the number 3 pick.
Right.
That's it. I mean, and and hit the thing on top of that, the icing on the cake, the young man 21. You know what I mean? Think about this here. Now, I know I have to bring it up because I think it's important. What he doing at 21, we not getting from the Randall and Fournier at 28 and 30, 28 and 27. You know what I'm saying? We not getting that. See, that's why I said if you can give Evan Fournier $20 million for what he's doing, you damn sure can give RJ Barrett $30 million. Because he's doing all of it and winning. You know what I mean? So that's why I said that you're gonna just pay the man, pay him, let him be the face of the franchise for now, and he got the character, he got everything, man. This man is on the come up, and he's only 21 years old, and I think once he get that, which I think he will, because everybody remember, RJ Barrett did not come into the NBA as a shooter. Remember that he didn't come in as a shooter. That was one of the things he had to work on to come in, and look what he had done with it. He worked on it. So that tells me right there that he wants this, man. Now, I'm just excited for the Knicks, man, to have that young man in the fold with us. I really think he's that good of a player, and I really think he's gonna make a big difference in what we're trying to do in New York. So I'm salute to RJ Barrett, shop Howard. I just think the man is on the cusp of something.
I mean, what can you say about RJ, man? He keeps his nose clean. He's always willing to speak to the good or bad or indifferent. He's willing to speak to the media. You know, you very rarely see anything on the internet about him. He's always pleasant and polite, unless you're talking about the Knicks or something like that. I see one clip of him when someone was talking about what are you doing, and he said, "You here to watch me, right?" You know, in specific words, but he was like, "You here to watch me, right?" And then he shook his head and laughed like, "Yeah, you here to watch me, right?" You know, very gritty and he got the package going on, man. Like I said earlier, man, the only thing I see him really working on in the summer, a little bit of his handle, but I think that jumper from the foul line down, a little short jumper, and to work to get his free throw shooting in the 80% range, and this guy's going to be a killer.
Yeah, real talk. On another note, man, like I said, you hear noise out there right now about Julius Randle. About at least from one report, I don't know how accurate it is or how true it is, so I can't even clarify nothing, but it said that he asked the organization to be traded. Julius Randle was getting traded anyway. I told you guys. I mean, I told you guys. I'm just saying. In general, we spoke about it. Let me rephrase the way I said that. We spoke about this 2 months ago when Julius Randle said, "Put that thumbs down," and said, "Shut the MF up." And them people are paying all that money for them tickets. Them people are paying money to give you $21 million, $23 million. You're gonna tell them? I know he was talking about the full course of the game. That wasn't even a problem. The problem was when he went in the interview and said, "You can't do that to people who put money in your pocket." You know what I mean? That's crazy. You know what I mean? And I think ever since then, New York is one of the realest sport towns in the world. The fans is real, the media is real, and they got the most intelligent people out there in the business, man. You know what I mean? So when you do that to people who bringing their kids to that game, paying that money, you tell them to shut the fuck up. You pardon my French.
Right.
People never gonna forget that, man. They done booed Carmelo Anthony. I seen people boo Derek Jeter. You know what I mean? He ain't exempt from this stuff, man. This is New York City. This is the hardest place to play to me in basketball, baseball, football. It's New York City. And so we got media everywhere. We got podcasts everywhere. It's always going to get talked about. You know what I mean? So if you put yourself in that position and then to back it up, the stuff that you're doing on the court, you know what I mean? To me, he causing this himself. It ain't the Knicks organization. It ain't the fan base. It's Julius Randle doing this to himself. You know what I mean? Throwing the ball away from the court, sitting down, not engaged. I seen R.J. Barrett last night stare at Julius Randle like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Pardon my friend. What did you do? I mean, that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's crazy, bro.
You know what it's like? It's the neighbors are talking. We, the fan base, are the neighbors, and we know what happens in your neighborhood when it's new people coming around. The price is going up in your houses, and you're like, you know what? My value's still very good right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell my house for twice the money or double the money because these new neighbors coming in. It's time for the new neighbors to come in. And I said, like, right now we could get. He's still a good player. We're not saying, but it's just the matching piece. He doesn't fit well with the team. When you got things like that, I'd rather sell right now and then come back into another year with him, unless he changes his game completely. But I don't want to have that feeling. Just like last year, we said, you know what? Should we trade Julius or should we paid him because of what he did last year, right? Okay. This year came, it's just not working out. So me personally, I don't want to go forward with that of having that feeling. I'd rather trade him now for more assets, regardless of who, whatever. Because trust me, I like what the front office did. Look at the players the front office brung in, right? Mm-hmm. And later on in the segment, I'm gonna get into another piece that I want everybody to close their eyes, and you guys are gonna see how we're gonna bridge this gap. But not taking nothing from Shy right now, but just think about it. The neighbors is talking right now. We, the fan base, are the neighbors. The Knicks are going to trade this man along with others because, again, we're not going to use all the draft picks all the assets that we have coming this year's draft right now because it's just too many. Look at all the great young players we got right now. So that's my piece. I want to say that.
Hey, real quick, let me emphasize something because it's important for us to talk about this here. You know, when Patrick Ewing went through this here, what did he how did he handle it? Class, dignity. When Melo went through it, how did he handle it? Melo took it, brushed it off his shoulder, and kept it moving. You know what I mean? They didn't go against their teammate. Patrick Ewing kept battling. He kept fighting. He kept scrapping. He didn't look at like the fan base, or he might have been upset at the fan base, but he would never do the stuff that this cat is doing. I think that was a big blow, even if it was an honest mistake. But when Julius Randle says, "You can't do that, bro," you don't even allow your kids, your household, your friends, nobody to say that to you. You know what I mean? Like, man, who are you talking to? That's how people feel. I mean, I'm just giving you how internally how some of them folks who pay that money feel. It ain't about Julius Randle. Julius Randle helped take us to the first playoff appearance in 8-9 years last year. Julius Randle put this franchise on his back last year and did his thing. And I'm a big Julius guy, but for the sake of Julius Randle and the Knicks, he should just move on. It ain't got nothing to do because we don't want him here. We want Julius Randle is a double machine on a basketball court, bro. You know what I mean? But because what he put himself in, do you think the Knicks fan base can go for the next 5 years of, I say this all the time, booing Julius Randle? That wouldn't be fair to him, and it wouldn't be fair to us. So just move on from him. Just move on from him. Let him go somewhere where he won't have that pressure on him, and he could prosper as a player and enjoy the rest of his NBA career, make his money, put his numbers up, and be happy. Julius Randle's not happy right now in New York. So if you're not happy, then it's not worth being in anything. I don't care about the relationship, anything, your job, whatever. If you ain't happy, you don't want to be there. Julius Randle don't want to be in New York no more. You know, he went through the little thing with his wife and the media with the back and forth on Twitter. I mean, all that is just enough to me. I think you take Julius Randle, put him somewhere where he got a chance to go out there and be a 1 or 2 to somebody and really and prosper in the rest of his career. He's a young dude, 26. He just barely hit his prime. But I just think that it wore out in New York of Shop Powell and KJ. That's all I'm saying, man. It ain't about hating on Julius Randle. It's not about hating Julius Randle. It's about what's best for Julius Randle and what's best for the Knicks. The best thing for the Knicks and Julius Randle is just to part ways. It's nothing wrong with that. It's not even a negative. Julius Randle go somewhere where he could be comfortable and enjoy playing basketball, and the Knicks fan base could be enjoyed where they don't got to just boo all the time even when he have a bad game. Julius Randle have a bad game. What you gonna hear every game from here on out? Boo, and now so it's not even worth it. It's not worth it. And that's the only reason I want Julius Randle to move for the sake of the Knicks and himself. It ain't about his game, man. I think Julius Randle was the real deal. Like I said, y'all see me defend Julius Randle big time last year. Julius Randle put the New York Knicks organization on his back last year and took the boy to help take them to 41 and 31, fourth in the even conference along with R.J. Barrett. You can't take that from him, but I just think that his welcome is word out on Shop Powell. That's the problem with it. I think his welcome is word out, and it's just best not to have the environment toxic every year. Pulling Julius Randle, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, the things that's going on right now, who knows what's going on in his private life, what's happening in his off the court things that's going on. The one thing that I can say about Julius Randle, he doesn't look involved. He doesn't look like he wants to be a part. He doesn't seem like he wants to be that glue to keep everything together. And it really, really showed last night. And the way he sat on the bench, the way he reacted in the game, the way he wanted the ball and couldn't get the ball, and how he acted after that. There were some things that I seen last night from Julius Randle that I wasn't sure wasn't sure if he meant to do it or if it was just in the play of the game. But I think Julius Randle is a great player. I liked the way he played when he first came here. I loved him last year and this year. I think for his sake, because I don't believe that he could do another year of the fan base. This New York fan base is something incredible, man. I don't believe there's no other NBA team that has the fan base like these our New York Knicks, man. And the way we have the podcast is the way we have the multimedia, the way Twitter is lit. There's one thing that I've looked at, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but I seen a couple of people on Twitter and a couple of the some podcasters uh give Julius a name, and the name was redacted. and is kind of, I don't want to say it's fitting for him right now, but he looks like he's not uh a player that's going to make it another year here in New York. Um, all it's going to take is 1 week of some bad basketball for him, and he's probably going to punch one of the refs in the face. I hate to say it like that, but he's not. I don't know. I don't want to say he doesn't fit the team well, but the way he's playing right now is that's not going to help the team, this young core right here, to move forward and elevate themselves and propel them into another season with Randall taken away from what they have to give.
Yeah, man. It's tough, man. This is a tough place to play, man. And like I said, and I'm not the shade thrower at Julius Randle, because Julius Randle is just a human being who's playing in the NBA. The man, hey, man, like I said, the man got talent. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna beat up on a dude about what he's doing, because I'm just not. That's not really what's important to me. Is what he's doing on the court. I don't even care about the shit he's doing outside the court. That's irrelevant to me. How is he helping the Knicks team move forward? That's all I care about. I don't care about it. Nothing that's going on in his life, because that's not my business. Not his mental, or whatever his mental state may be. I ain't the one to be throwing darts at people. But when it comes to being on a basketball court, that's the problem where I have a problem with. You know what I mean? I ain't, and right now his play was affecting the way we play basketball. Look, when he sat down the 2 games, 2-0. The 2 games he came back, okay, he was there, but he wasn't really kind of irrelevant to me. And we 4-0.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what it's all about right there. It's about the numbers. For me, it's about the numbers. I ain't trying to diss Julius Randle. Julius Randle got a family, got kids, he a human just like us. But when it comes to the New York Knicks, that's where I have a problem with it. It's not worth it for the fan base for the next 4 years to go through all that. And on top of that, RJ Barrett is on the ascend. I mean, can you imagine Julius Randle hearing this all night? RJ Barrett. Can you imagine what Julius Randle with his head going through? RJ, then they was calling me that last year, or now
Obi,
yeah. So that got to make her feel some type of way. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
and that's why I think that is salute to Julius Randle, man. Real talk, man. Keep your head up, keep striving, just get better at what you do, man. Go somewhere where you can get out of this firestorm and have a good career. That's what it's all about. And let the Knicks let the Knicks fill your position, maybe like an Obi Toppin, go get a point guard, and we keep it popping. I mean, basically,
AD, and we all saying that it's nothing about his game that we don't like. Like, the man is talented, right? He's a talented player. He can help somebody out, but just not for this team anymore. So, but I want to ask you guys a question. When is the last time we drafted someone and we kept him?
Charlie Ward.
And we built him. Charlie Ward, you said, Shaq?
He's right. The last one we resigned out of rookie deal, at least off his rookie deal.
Right.
That's what you meant?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, just molded him and kept him all the way through.
Haven't been that way in a while.
Oh.
Right. Long time. Patrick Ewing, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm getting at, fellas, right? In the chat, wherever you're at, I want you guys to close your eyes, ladies, close your eyes, right? Close your eyes, and these names I'm going to read off. It's time to bridge the gap with the Knicks right now. And this is the reason why. Michael Sweetney.
Ooh.
Lampage. Never played a game in New York City. Slavo Varnes. Never played a game in New York City. Trevor Ariza. Channing Frye. David Lee. Dejon Thompson. Ronaldo Balkman. Marty Collins. Wilson Chandler. Danilo Gallinari. Jordan Hill, Tony Douglas, Andy Rottens, Landry Fields. I'm going to stop right there. Look at all those names I just named, right? Where are those guys at right now, right? What I'm saying is we've been drafting guys here for a long time, and something's not working. And this is the reason why that's just 10 names. I got 10 more I'm gonna name later on in the show, Devon and Shop. But the reason I name those names is to show you guys that these draft picks that we got, it's a massive trade that's going to happen along with Julius Randle, because we've been drafting these players. Now, look at the players we have now compared to those names. If you look at all those names I just named now, and in this one season, if you look at all those names, Michael Sweetney, is Jericho Sims better than Michael Sweetney? I believe so. But that's here nor there. But those names compared to the other names that we got right now, a big trade is coming. We need to get as much assets as possible and keep them. And we might not even use those draft picks. And that's, I got 10 more to name for you in the next segment. But just think about that, Devon and Shaw. What do you think about that, D? The names I just named.
Yeah, hey, man, we've been abysmal at that. The Knicks organization front office down prior to 2000. 2000, let's say this 90, once Patty Ewing, Pat Riley, and all of that. Once after Pat Riley and left, 2000 came, and it's been just. And then along came, don't give me Donnie Wall tried to do his thing. They got the Melo year. The best thing happened then was Melo coming to New York. Melo got to New York when listen, we had been in New York so long. When Melo got to New York, we went to the playoffs. We started going in that direction. So, but the draft has been abysmal, man. I think right now, I think Scott Perry has done a wonderful job with the Knicks. Despite what you may say, if you want to say that Kevin Knox one was for a pick, but okay, we give you that one. But I think with Walt Perrin along in here now, with Walt Perrin, the Knicks is in a good place drafting wise. I mean, Quentin Grimes is going to be a player. I think Bride to be a player. Quickly is already the player. I think Obi, Mitchell Robinson, R.J. Barrett, even Porzingis was a good pick. You know what I mean? Let's not get it twisted. You got to give Phil credit for that. You know what I mean? It's that the man got injured, then everything went the other way. You know what I mean? But Porzingis was a good pick. You know what I mean? On that down the draft, R.J. Barrett at the 3, and we doing it right. We finally got it right, and we just got to keep going, and hope that they keep doing. Lord, I think the Knicks got a very good front office. I'm talking about this is the first time in a long time, Shaw Powers, that I can remember the Knicks having a good capologist, scouts, player development. Say what you want about Tibbs, about his coaching, but them damn young players is learning. Look at R.J. Barrett. Look at Quentin Grimes. Look at these guys, man. Look at Quickly. Look at Obi. I think they got them guys in the gym all the time. They always in the gym doing their thing. And like I said, Obi, I'm giving Obi and Quickly a free pass because of that COVID year. No summer league. No barely had a training camp. Had to come into your rookie year and learn the NBA on the fly. You know what I mean? Now look where they at. Look where they could have been if it wasn't for that situation. So I really do think that we are in a good spot when it comes to the scouts we have. I believe in Scott Perry more than all of them. I believe in Scott Perry because Scott Perry is a basketball lifer. I mean, he this is what he do. Leon Rose ain't no basketball lifer like Scott Perry. That's why they tied Scott Perry back, because they knew that he was a basketball lifer. He know the game. He got connections. He know how to GM. He the one that's we had that salary cap money. He got rid of the Melo contract. He brought in Enos Cannon on their aspiring when he dealt Porzingis. He dealt them with DeAndre Jordan aspiring, Wes Matthews aspiring. He kept that cap there. He got draft picks. Now we in a good spot. So I know, like you said, KJ, prior to that, it's been abysmal.
Right. And D, real quick, I see a lot of people with All-Star, but none of those players that I just named, we haven't been in the playoffs. Again, in 4 years, last year was our 4th year making it to the playoffs. So what I'm trying to bring the big picture I'm saying is we have the right people in here to draft right. We need to keep this young core together. We don't need to go into the draft, bring some more people up. It's time to make these trades now, and The next segment after Shy, I'm gonna name the next 10 players that I got.
Yeah, I just think we have a real young core right now. This is one of the youngest cores that I've really ever seen from the Knicks since I've been really watching the Knicks. And they have time right now to really get together, join together, and build a good camaraderie together. I think they can have some chemistry together, and I think that they want to play with each other. So with those things in mind, I really think that this team could really take it to in the next couple of years, can really push the pace, push some things, push to be perennial, to make it to the playoffs year after year after year after year, and maybe even win one. And I do want to say I did take it to the extreme when I did say Julius Randle punched somebody in the face, but I was not being literal. I was just being figurative at that point. I was just throwing it out there. But on the same case, Julius Randle has done some things in these last couple of games where you see him knocking his own coach the laptop out of his hand and confronted him right into his face. He's then confronted the refs. He done been fined this year. I think he's one of the heaviest fined players of the year. He's already at about 12 or 13 tech not te- t- tw- 12 or 13 techs for the year, something like that. He's paid a lot of money. So this guy is not where we need him to be, and not where and I think this is not where he wants to be anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Hey.
Absolutely. I think so as well. KJ.
Hey, now I want to address Akuma's comment, and look, you're right, but do you know how many Nick we have? Two, we own a first round 2020. We own a Charlotte first round 2022. We own a first round 2023, and we also own a 2023 from Charlotte too as well. My thing, and we got 2 second rounds. I'm sorry. So yes, we might. The young players are safe because we have so many assets, and if we don't make the play in or whatever, we're going to get a nice pick this year. So we have so many draft assets. Them draft assets, team needs those draft assets. So I just believe that the Knicks are going to make a big trade, especially with this Julius Randle thing. I think we got the assets to. We don't have to be letting none of those young guys go like an IQ or Grimes. None of them young guys are going. All the older guys are going to go with those draft picks.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Knicks is in a good place, guys. I don't know what to say about that. The Knicks are, man, you could tell the way that team is playing. Listen, the Knicks got, and the contracts they have, they can get them off. It's not that hard because they're going to be going into next year expirants. People going to want, even they're going to want that. People going to want, so a lot of people are going to retool. But you know what? Watch when a couple of teams don't get out of a certain round of the playoffs, or they don't get to the finals. They're going to be like, we need to do something, or we need to lose something, or we need to bring in something. The Knicks got players who can help a playoff team, whether they're on a bench or whatever. Julius Randle can help a playoff team. Evan Fournier can help a playoff team. You know what I mean? Alex Burks can help a playoff team. Kemba Walker and Noel, they could be part of something. So them guys is not no scrub. They just that. I think the way our young talent is starting to play, they don't make no sense to me. I just don't. That's all it is. Not because they're not talent. Julius Randle, I don't want Julius Randle off the Knicks because he's not a talent. I want Julius Randle off the Knicks because it's just not working anymore. Like Will said, a man with a nightmare. We just got married and realized the back on the honeymoon. It's real talk. That's all it is. It's just that, you know what, so I do think we in a good place, man. I think this year, I'm gonna tell you something that's interesting to me. Let's say the Knicks win out the rest of the games. They lost one game less than they did last year. Granted, we got 10 more games, but still, they still won 41 games or 40 games, and they won 41 last year. And a lot of games we lost. Like last night, we shot 50% from the free throw line. Think about the free. I want people to understand as real Knicks fans or people who analyze basketball. Think about the free throw shooting. Think about the injuries. Think about that. You lost Derrick Rose, Nerlens Noel, who was a big part of a 41-win team last year. Big part of that team when Mitchell Robinson went down. You lose him, you lose Derrick Rose, you lose Kemba Walker. You know how much you think about what that how different the Knicks could have made with that, and you had to bring Mitchell Robinson in early because he wasn't ready off a 9-month hiatus, and they just threw him in the cuffs. Nerlens Noel wasn't ready the whole season. Just think about that, man, and we still wound up winning 40 games. We lost 10 games from free throw shooting. Just free throw shooting alone. Just free throw shooting alone, Knicks lost 10 games. That's why I think and we, because Tibbs was thrust to throw these young guys in when they wasn't ready. Because the Knicks wasn't expecting this. Neither were we. But I do believe if the Knicks would have shot their free throw this year, I would have had my 50-win projection this year. Hands down. I would have had it. But, and think about Evan Fournier coming out of the gate, bricks, all the way through the first half of the season almost. You lost a $19 million dude for half a season. He didn't even have it, and we were ready to run him out of New York. I'm ready to run him now, to be honest with you, for $19 million. So it's a lot of things that played into reason why we still on the cusp of winning 40 games. I mean, that's amazing to me. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not mad at the season, because you know what? A lot of things went wrong, KJ and Shot Power. The COVID-19 thing, 7-win game we played Boston, 7 players. You know what I mean? It just was a lot of stuff, and I think it just affected us more than a lot of people. I really believe that. So I do say that's another reason why I think that the Knicks season went the way it went. And then on top of that, now we got the Randall stuff. We got this going on. So it just, it's been tough. But overall, I got to take the positive out of the season. The young guys is balling. Quickly had a good year. Finally, we get to see Obi Toppin. We bought Cam Reddish over here. People sleep on that. This ain't a bad season
right now.
Yeah, it ain't a bad season for that. We bought Cam Reddish to New York. You got to give front office credit for that. You got Cam Reddish for Kevin Knox and the late 21st pick, who I don't think ever going to be Cam Reddish. Maybe. So I think we got to take a lot of stuff in perspective about the Knicks this year. Like, yeah, it didn't go right record-wise, but at the same time, we had a lot of blows to our team. But at the same time, we did gain a lot of new things. We got Quentin Grimes. We got Cam Reddish, Mitchell Robinson on this sin, and RJ Barrett's on another level. KJ Shot. I just think that you got to look at a lot of the good things that happened to the Knicks this year. And Grant, the only thing that happened to the Knicks this year that we didn't make the playoffs. And we ain't even that far up, but a lot of other stuff happened that was out of our control, and we deal with it, man. But I'm happy about it. I'm happy moving forward, though. Knicks, real talk, man. I'm happy about moving forward with this organization. I like the way they're going. I like what they're doing, and if they can capitalize off of Julius Randle trade and the Evan Fournier trade, and bring a couple of pieces in here, and Shaw brought us an interesting one earlier, I think we right back where we need to be. We miss a heartbeat. I mean, there's a lot of teams that ain't do good as the Knicks. Look at the Lakers. I mean, you want to talk about a team in turmoil? You got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, and a bunch of you got Hall of Famers on that team. And they record ain't better than ours. Shit happens. It happens. You know what I mean? Salute, man. KJ, my bad. I didn't mean to hug it up.
No, you good. Oh look, this young team is going to get better through the summer. They're going to get better, right? So the other names I wanted to name. Iman Shumpert, Josh Hollerson, Kostas Papanoloa. Never remember him. Tim Hardaway Jr. Guys, remember him?
Fact, Frank.
Chris Opposing, Kevin Knox. So just think about it, man. Like we've been drafting these players, and some hit, some didn't, but there's never been nothing built around those players that we drafted. All those players are off the Knicks right now. Now, RJ Barrett's here, right? Look at RJ. Now, RJ Barrett, compared to all those names I just named, wipes everybody out. 21. We drafted him when he was 19 years old. We're building him. We build around him. We see what he's turning into. He got Cam Reddish here. Cam Reddish and Grimes are not even playing right now. So all we're saying is, and I believe the Knicks will do this. We have assets. We never had this many draft picks going into a new year. We don't have any money right now. We're going to stretch these contracts. maybe draft one or two, if so. But I don't see Devon. This is going to be a totally different team next year, and I'm here for it all. And I'm happy because finally the guys woke up upstairs and they finally see what we said. We want to see Deuce McBride play baseline to baseline, Grimes and IQ. I'm telling you, I'm excited. I'm more excited about this team than last year.
Facts.
Because of all the young assets we got. And guess what? That's why we got to keep this team together. We got to keep that bridge together. We for so long as a Knick fan base and this Knick team, we let these players go. We got to build this. It's like the year with Wilson Chandler. And I think it was Wilson Chandler, David Lee, Nate Robinson for Carmen. And then we was like, nah, keep that team together because we didn't know what they was going to look like. And then we got rid of them, right? Remember that? Remember that team? And we was like, keep that team together. I think that was 2012. We wanted to keep that team together, but hey, we have Carmelo coming in. We was like, bump that. I understand that. It's one of those times right now. It has to be one of those times.
Facts. Hey, Shaw, real quick. Here's something I'm going to hit everybody with. If you pay Kristaps Porzingis that money, why you ain't giving it to RJ Barrett? RJ Barrett having a better career than Kristaps Porzingis. Think about that. RJ Barrett career right now to me in 3 years is better than Porzingis' career.
He been hurt. Yeah.
Facts. You know what? But even then, you know, Porzingis, I think RJ Barrett would be a better player than Porzingis because here's the reason why. RJ Barrett do more things than Porzingis. He's a winning ball player. We cannot forget RJ Barrett is a winning ball player. You know, he came in here in his rookie year. Obviously, they had to play around with him. But his second year, he went to the playoff with the Knicks. In his third year, he playing ball, and without Julius Randle, his record is even better. I mean, you know, the last 4 games, RJ Barrett is undefeated. 2 of them games, Randle wasn't there. One game didn't really matter. You know what I mean? Yesterday. So what I'm saying is he's a winning ball player, and he producing numbers. You know what I mean? RJ Barrett is good for this franchise, man. I real talk. I mean, like, I'm just saying that to say what you were saying. We haven't kept no draft picks. This is one guy you cannot let out of New York City. I just think that the man is on 21 years old. In the time he get 25, he's gonna be tough. That he's gonna be the master of the NBA shot powers and got better. You know, if RJ get better than he is right now, once he hit 3, like we always say, once he hit his free throws and the rest start giving him some calls, he get in that mid range in the off season and work around that basket with a mid range shot, which I know he will because that's who he is as a person. He works on his game, and then he start, man. That boy gonna be tough. He got it, man. I just think he got it, man. I respect RJ, man, because he's the #1 draft pick by the Knicks, 3rd overall draft pick. He's living up to it. Who got drafted in front of RJ? Zion and
John Morant.
He, you know, and RJ living up to it. And the only reason I think he had a bad beginning of the season, Sharp House, like all of us new to each other. Fournier came in new to the Knicks. RJ got to get Randall got his extension. He doing what he doing. We didn't know how the point guard was popping off. We didn't know what Kemba Walker was giving us. So I think that if it weren't for that, man, he probably would have been even there, almost there now. So I'm really excited about what we got going on, Shop Howell. I just think we just got to keep producing, man. That's all.
Yeah, we just have to keep this young core together, man. And one of the things that I hope that they look into trying to do is trying to keep this dominating center that we have in Mitchell Robinson. I hope they could try to keep him with this core with Randall. I believe him and Randall, RJ and Robinson, Mitchell Robinson, will be a good tandem to look forward to. They look for each other. They scout out for each other. You see Mitch setting solid screens for Randall. I mean for RJ. So I hope that one of the things that they do in this offseason is try to offer something to Mitch that will make him stay here. Another thing that I'm looking forward to for this offseason is alongside the other young guys, RJ and Reddish really bonded again together to play their game and build their game together. I believe we have a nice little young core. We have and once again, I have to say this and put some emphasis on this. we have a young core that can grow together in the next 3, 4, 5 years together, that can know where they're going to be on the court. Know when I drive to the hole, I know that Mitchell Robinson is going to cut around and I could throw him the alley oop, or I could shoot the ball out to IQ on the 3-point line, or Grimes is going to be sitting there waiting for the pass. And all these guys next year are going to come back, and they're going to come back bigger and stronger and faster. This is going to be some exciting off season this year. And if the Knicks can get off some of these contracts that they have that are expiring, I think we may see one or two things. We may see a bona fide point guard here, or we may see IQ as the new point guard in this next season to come. IQ is starting to elevate his game. He's starting to watch for people, look for people. He's starting to make the bona fide passes. He's starting to see things. This young crew that we got, that's all under 25 years of age, is going to be something to watch for the next 4 to 5 years when these guys all start coming into fruition at around 25 years old. This team is going to be something to really watch in the next couple of years.
Hey, I'm with D Cool on that one. I like that, man. I can't even front on that one, D Cool. That's what I'm talking about right there. And I just think that I'm gonna tell you what's interesting. KJ, I'm gonna tell you we're gonna explode next year. Here's the reason why. Cam Reddish, you know why? Contract year.
Yeah,
He's gonna show his butt next year. So the Knicks got to take advantage of Cam Reddish if they don't get rid of him in the offseason for something bigger. But I think him in the contract year next year, like you see Mitch in his contract year, you see what he do. You see what Randall did in his contract year.
right.
You know what Cam Reddish gonna do. You know what I mean? That man, like, listen, I gotta get paid after this. If that man come back with that shoulder injury in his heel, he gonna be special for the Knicks.
Hey man, the good thing is he got his boy here. I'm pretty sure they talk. Hey, look, man, this could be out. Don't forget these guys was college teammates and roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Them guys are boys. They talk. Hey, this gonna be our thing. We know this is our thing. Who we want here in the next couple of years? They looking at it too. Look, we only 21, 22, 23. Who we gonna keep it? IQ. Oh, look at this. So I want to shoot to D Roz. He said the season's not a failure, and I agree with him.
Absolutely,
This is not a failure, and to me, why it's not? He started playing the young players. The young players gave us more hope. To me, how about you guys? What do you guys think about that?
Yep. Go ahead, Chop House.
There's no question about that. My optimism. If anybody knows how we roll, we're always optimistic. But this team, I am more optimistic over this young core that we have here this year for next year, because I believe that they're going to want to play together. And if we can move off of some of the veterans that we have here, and i.e. Evan Fournier and Randall, this team is going to be something to look forward to next year, man. I if even if we don't move off of Randall, and Randall really doesn't want to make a trade, and this is just all hyperbole, that's all out in the air about him saying that he wants to make a trade, that he wants to be traded. If we can move off of Evan Fournier, if we can move off of Noel, if we can move off of Kemba Walker,
Yep.
we will have enough money to put something together with draft picks that we have, and really have a real strong core for the next years to come. And I'm so optimistic about what's happening and what's taking place. I did say at the maybe about a month or so ago, 2 months ago, that I would be let down if we couldn't make it into the playoffs. It would be a letdown of the year. But the way that I'm see how this team is playing now, they're playing together, they're playing for something. I am way more optimistic about what I said 2 or 3 months ago about it would be a letdown. I hope that this team can go on this last 6 games that they have and win every game
Mhm.
out for these next 6 to 7 games that they have left, so they can have a little chutzpah under their sneakers for the next year to come, because I believe this front office is watching, just like we're talking about it. I'm pretty sure the front office is already seeing and making projections of who they can get, who they want to move, and who they want to bring in here to make this team a stronger team for the next year, to make it into a playoff, not a play-in, but to make it into the playoffs. And I am really optimistic about this.
Yeah,
Sign Mitchell Robinson.
facts. A few points. AB Siblada, I'm 1,000% with you on that, man. Like I said earlier, that's what we Julius Randle went wrong right there. That's exactly what you Julius Randle whole Nick career has turned around in one night with that right there. Thumbs down to the fans, and then the S in that 100%. That's what Julius Randle went wrong. Salute, man. Like we spoke about earlier. It wasn't no turning back from that. You can't do that to the people who pay money. I don't care who you are. You ain't doing that. You go on your job, curse out your boss, see what happens. The fans is the boss. They made the money to come up in this piece. Go curse out your boss, see where you'll be at. And that's how Julius Randle is to the Knicks fans. You can't curse out your fans. And the cats putting money up in this joint. So salute on B. So like that was a real talk. And I like that, D Nice. I think that's 100%. I'm telling y'all, Cam Reddish is gonna tear it up next year.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
Yeah, man, he's gonna tear it up next year. Like I said, contract year, kid got skilled out, and I know the Knicks was gonna trade him, but they didn't. So he gonna get a full chance to come in here in the off season and regular season. I think Evan Fournier, like you said, I think you hit the nail right on the head. Shop Howard, Evan Fournier, Randall, Noel, and Kimba, Jetson, send them out, send them out.
Right. Hey, guys. I want to do a little something with you guys in the chat. Say this is our team next year, right? Keep all our young core. McBride, Grimes, Karen Reddish, Obi Toppin, IQ, RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson,
Jericho Sims.
and Jericho Sims. We keep all, just say that's our team, right? We got rid of everybody. We got rid of D-Rose, Noel, got rid of everybody. What three other players to make 10 would you take? And this is not just give me 3 players in the NBA that will play with that team that you think will be a playoff team.
I think Devontae Murray number 1.
Okay.
I think Devontae Murray and RJ Barrett would be the best defensive backcourt in the game. Plus they the way they play, they're unselfish. You know what I mean? They not ball hoggers, they scorers, and they defenders, they rebounders, they assist guys, and they can defend. That's a 6'7" backcourt.
Okay.
Murray about 6'7", RJ about 6'7" almost.
So Murray the point. Okay.
Yeah. I say if it's to fill in with what we doing, if you're gonna put Obi there, I know we're gonna have to have some wings. We have to have some wings there. So what wing that will be available out there? Are you asking me who we can get or who you want?
No, just not who we can get. Just give me 3 players.
I want
Anybody.
I definitely think Devontae Murray. He had fit that timeline with them guys. And I think he had fit that Knick team. Then you got to go to me. It's going to be probably a small forward and a 4 and a 5, a 4 and 3 and a 4. Who can the Knicks would get there?
I can help you out with the 4, Divine. We could bring Barnes in here. If we're going to trade, I believe if we trade Julius Randle, we could probably bring Barnes in here.
Barnes and who else? Murray, Barnes,
Murray.
And
oh man, I would love this. And I think Barnes will come off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, I would say who else that I would think would help for me to back up the 4, just to back up the 4. And I mean this because of the money and who he is, Carmelo Anthony.
All right. So
I'll take Devontae Murray so far, Carmelo Anthony.
Those are your 3 guys that you. I mean,
2 guys. He picked. I think Shaw picked it.
Barnes, just for being a veteran.
So if I had to add somebody to that core, a nice backup 3 behind Cam Reddish or somebody like that, I could see that as well. That's a good one, Fabian.
Bagley. Nice.
Was that Bagley? Yeah, Bagley. I like that too. That ain't a bad move there neither. And then Miles Bridges ain't a bad move. Jarvis, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with Jarvis on this. I'm gonna say Devontae Murray,
Right.
Miles Bridges, and Carmelo Anthony. I just think that you gotta have a veteran there. You gotta have a veteran who know the game. I mean, you gotta have one to be able to educate these guys as they keep going. Because they're still a young guy. You know, they're still young. So can you imagine Obi Toppin having a Carmelo Anthony to teach him the game of basketball?
Right.
From New York, Brooklyn. Carmelo Anthony is a short ballot Hall of Fame. You don't need Carmelo Anthony to be no man. That's way past all that. It's his experience and what he could teach Obi Toppin these young guys. And I think that way, you know what? He get to play the last of his career in New York. His contract ain't gonna be nothing. You ain't giving him nothing that much. So that would be me.
Right. So I'm doing this to I'm looking at the East Coast right now. We got to get past the Nets. We got to get past Brooklyn. I'd say Brooklyn, and we got to pass Milwaukee, Chicago, everybody else. For us, the 3 players I would add, if I could, give me either Donovan Mitchell or Damian Lillard. I'm cheating with those 2.
Okay.
Give me Karl Anthony Towns and a Brogdon. A Brogdon, Karl Anthony Towns, either a Lillard and Donovan Mitchell. We good.
Yeah. I definitely see the Donovan Mitchell and Donovan Mitchell, Karl Anthony Towns. That's no question for me. I'm not about them. I know that I was like, well, that's probably out of the stratosphere of me. But if you had to ask me, Devontae Murray, I'll put Devontae Murray. If it's that level, I go Devontae Murray, Cat, and Donovan Mitchell for sure. No question.
That's a good one.
No question.
And I'm saying this because, hey, things can happen because we have draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
We can give people 2 first-round picks this year. We can give them 2 first-round picks next year for that level of talent. This is the type of level of talent since we have the young guys.
Mm-hmm.
This is the type of level of talent that we need right now on this New York Knicks team right now. Because look, if RJ goes down,
mm-hmm.
we still have talented level people. And what teams are doing now, you see what Milwaukee did last year, but still you need players, man. The East got better. We got to compete, and we need more firepower. I just want to throw that out there. I want to see what you got.
No, good take, man. Real talk. Yeah, man. It's Shot Powell's brought up an interesting one, and I think that people might say no to a degree, but I think it's a good move. He said trade Randall or somebody. How you said Shot Powell was for Kevin Love.
All right, the way it shakes down. The reason why I said Love for is because Love is an expiring contract next year, and he makes about the same amount of money that Randall is making this year. So if we were to move on from Randall and we were looking to pick up someone as like a power forward on a expiring contract, which would be off our books next year, I said Love. I also said Barnes as well too. He's also an expiring contract that will come off the books next year too, and I think he's a serviceable veteran, especially if we're moving on from Julius Randle. And there's a lot of names out there that players that are out there that have one more year on their contract and could come off the books next year if we were looking to move on from Randle. You have Gallinari, you have Brogdon, you have Miles Turner, you have Russell. I forgot his name. You got Kevin Love, you got Wiggins, and these 2 are big contracts where we could probably move 2 players with these contracts, a Wall and a Westbrook. Now, only reason why I mentioned these names because these are aspiring contracts for next year. So like someone like let's say Wall, we can possibly offer up a Fournier and a Julius Randle to bring Wall here. He's $44 million. He's off his contract next year. We bring him over here to be a serviceable guy that comes off the bench for 1 year, and he comes off the books for next year. So there's a lot of names out there for 1 year contracts, but one of the players that I would kind of think about if we were to trade for Randall to get back here on an aspiring contract to open up that money for 2023, 24 would be a Love or Barnes.
Yep, that go to one right there. D Nice on it tonight. Yeah, D Nice. Julius Randle, the number one for Devontae Murray. Book it quickly. Get it done. But I want to talk about Jarvis. Listen, I've been looking for that the whole time. Cat at the 4 with Mitchell Robinson. That is ridiculous. Let me tell you, that's ridiculous. That front line is crazy. Cat stretches the floor. He's an outside threat. He plays on the outside. Oh my God, you got a 7-foot front line like that with RJ, Cam, and whoever.
Tim Duncan, David Robinson, all over again.
All over again. Rouse Hanson and Hakeem Olajuwon, whatever. That is crazy. You
know what? Extended range.
Yeah, and look, that's how the Cleveland Cavaliers rolling. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, 2 7-footers down there, man. With Laurie Market like 6'10", 6'11" at the 3. I mean, Giannis and Brook Lopez, you know what I mean, AD and whoever, like AD and Dwight Howard, whatever, who they starting center is. They got everybody got them 2 7-footers up front, man. But it's tough to compete against teams like that. Look at the Nets. The KD 7 foot damn near, and then you throw Andre Drummond and somebody up front with them. That's how they rolling, man. I love that one. For real, Jarvis. I've been clamoring for that for a minute, but that was a good one. KJ, I'm glad you brought that up because it is interesting stuff out there. Randall on 40 and a pick or 2 for Kevin and Sexton. I like that one. I thought about that earlier, Fabian. I'm glad you brought that up when Shop Howard talked about it earlier. I like that right there. I really do. I thought about that earlier. Randall on 40 for Kevin Love and Sexton. I like that. Kevin Love he got championship pedigree in him, good rebounder, 3-point shooter, on aspiring. So
and he comes off your books next year if you don't want to re-sign him.
Hey, RJ. You know what it is, fellas? The bench. Look at the bench. Look how the bench is actually the starters. Right? Look at the bench. Just think about the bench next year. We bring in a point guard. Just think about it. IQ Grimes. McBride, Sims, Cam Reddish. I mean, if Cam Reddish don't start, just think about the bench aspect now. The bench last game they put up, they outscored them. I think it was 20. I don't know how many points they put up, but they outscored them. The bench has been playing well. Look at our bench. Our bench. We want to make our bench. They could be starters right now in the NBA. Right now, that's what we got to get to, and that's what we're getting to with this young squad. So whoever we bring in here, the players have to be of significance to make it where we trying to go.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Because see, the good thing about even after this year, though, if you would say hypothetically you did a Devontae Murray and Julius Randle, you really only holding Julius Randle on the books for 2 years. Because Devontae Murray got 2 years left on his deal, 2 years or something like that. So it ain't like you got Randle for 4 years. You traded out 2 years for 4 years, and you really only got Randle for 2 years, paying him for 2 years because you taking Devontae Murray money. So that's a good trade for them. But I tell you, man, it's a lot going on, and I do think that we got the draft coming up. We're gonna have roughly around a 12th pick or whatever. I'm not concerned about that. I think Walt Perrin gonna strike. If we keep it, he's gonna do the right thing, and that's why I feel good about it. I'm not worried about that. I just think that long Scott Perry there, man. He, like I said, could you imagine they would have followed Scott Perry got DeRozan?
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting, man. We got a lot of stuff to get into in the offseason. But right now, the Knicks is hot, though. The young boys, the team is 4-0 in a row, from 4 games in a row, handling their business, playing good basketball. Salute to Obi Toppin. Obi, you don't know me? Come on now. He doing it. Killing it right now, man. And that's why I said I don't have a problem if Randall don't play the rest of the year. Be honest with you, I might as well just sit him. I wouldn't even bring Randall back the rest of the year.
We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Because if these rumors are correct, and what is taking place, if the rumors that was out there from these guys from the WFAN fan, that crew, that's where I first heard the thing from. If the rumors are out there and they are true about that he stormed off the court and he doesn't want to be here, he wants to be traded. There is no need to see Randall the rest of the season. There is not even a reason for him to come back on the bench if the rumors are true. So I mean, what we're gonna do? Put him out there for the next 6 games so he could have I'm overstating this stuff. I throw things out there to make it sound crazy, but what we want Julius Randle to come back on the court and have 12 turnovers or something like that. I mean, to me, and this is only to me, and I mean this though. I think, and this is how I feel, those last 2 free throws that he shot last night on the court, I think he missed them purposely. And the way he shot the ball, he shot it like he didn't care if they hit or miss. He didn't act like he was trying to make the shots. And he was having a bad shooting game from the free throw line last night. But those last 2 free throws that Julius Randle took last night in the game, and it looked to me like he was not even involved in trying to make the shot. And that's what really just threw me overboard with him last night.
Salute Queen Steph, salute Sister Steph, salute to you. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, it was tough. He looked like he tapped out. I mean, he still played. Julius Randle still plays within the confines of the game. He ain't cheating. But he still. I think he tapped out though. I just think he tapped out. I said it 2 months ago, and it finally came to fruition. Julius Randle, after that incident, the New York fan base is not going to forgive Julius Randle for that when he stink up a game. They're going to let him know about it. And yet last night they started showing. They don't want to see it, bro. It's over. I mean, it's over. Move on from it, man.
Yeah.
She don't want to be in a relationship with you no more. Move over. Just move on. It's over. You know what I mean? The divorce is about to be here because it don't make no sense. You know what I mean? We could, and like I said, hopefully he go out to somewhere. Hopefully he go out to somewhere and have keep his career going. He just not ready for. New York don't need to keep Julius Randle. And I keep saying it till the cows come home. They do not need to keep Julius Randle.
No.
They don't need to keep him.
Hey guys, I don't know how many Knicks fans know this, but we own a first round from 2022 to over to 2028. We own first round draft picks.
All our first round draft.
All our draft picks. And now, Devon, you said we might get around the 12th draft pick along with the one we own this year. I mean, like anybody can see this coming a mile away. Like, we got all these young assets here. We don't have to draft anybody if we don't want to. We can trade these guys away and package big time players to come in. That's what I'm going for. Yep. Man, sell that first round draft pick in 2028 right now, along with this year and this one for a big time player. That's what if we're trying to get to that championship level within the next couple of years, because we said it, like, it's been too long. It's time to we're trying to get to that. We're trying to get there within the next 2 years to that championship level team.
Yeah. We got 1 this year and 2 next year. You're right, cool. Yeah, I mean, the Randall thing, like I said, no other talk about it because it's just a topic. It's a topic that's out there right now. But like I said, not only him, Fournier, all of them. We got a lot of nice things going on in New York right now, man. We got a lot of nice young players. We got an emerging young man in there who about to come on the cusp of being something special once he get a free throw and get a mid range and the fact the refs start giving him respect. That man gonna be on the cusp of something, man. RJ Barrett is the real deal. I mean, I'm sorry, you know what I mean. There ain't no way I could say that, you know what I mean. And I'm just excited about it moving forward, man. We just got to keep it moving and bringing the right players. And like I said, Randall was a good dude, man. It's not about his game. It ain't about that. So we gonna move on from that, like D Knight said. We don't want to talk about that all the time, but he is. Hopefully he could land somewhere where he can make it. But they got to move him though. I know that much. They got to move and just get some players who can go with RJ and these guys and keep it moving. Keep it moving. Real talk. Salute sister. Sister said I'm good with
that. That. I mean, well, I know exactly what you mean, and I understand what you're saying, Steph. I believe the draft pick for this year that we have is going to be put into a trade. I think that draft pick plus we have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have 2 second-round draft picks this year. Mm-hmm. We got 2 first-round picks next year, ours and the Mavericks, plus 2 second-round picks next year, and we got second-round picks all the way into like 2028. Like 28, we got 2 second. We got Brooklyn's second round draft pick in 26. We got another 2 or 3 in 2024, right. 25. We got so many second round draft picks, so many first round draft picks that I believe that if we were to try to entice San Antonio, with to entice him, we would probably can offer 3 first-round picks. I mean, like for me with the picks, I understand that we would like to hold the picks, and the picks are something to strive for years to come. But if we're making a player that's young enough, like a young veteran, like Murray, he's like 25, 26 years old, 24, 25. He's in that range where if we give up 2 or 3 first-round picks, it's worth it. You know, it's worth giving up those picks to entice someone to bring someone in. And we probably would have to include someone else into the trade. But I wouldn't mind seeing, I think Evan Fournier would be a good suitor for San Antonio. I think he could play that European style of basketball down there, or to try to draw Murray over here, something like that. So I know whatever, if we're looking to get that big name, quote unquote, point guard, we're going to probably have to lose a lot of our first round picks, but we have we're plentiful with first and second round picks. We can offer up a team for one player, three first round picks and 3 or 4 second round picks, plus a young player or something like that, and bring them home. You know, it's so many things that the Knicks can do because they do have so many picks for the next couple of years coming up.
Yeah, they got the good thing, but they got their own picks.
Right.
Obviously, they don't have the Charlotte pick anymore. That's gone. And the Kevin Knox deal, but they still got that Dallas pick. So even like next year, yeah. And here's the good thing about this year's pick: it's going to be at least a 12th pick. You know, so some of them, the Dallas pick probably gonna be down in the 20s. That ain't really no big deal, but it's still a pick, first round pick. But at the same time, somebody be glad to take if they got a good scouting department like we do, like Walt Perrin. We got Quentin Grimes quickly with the 25th pick. So don't get me wrong. You know, anything in the first round is valuable if you got a good team in front of you who know how to evaluate talent. And thank God we have Walt Perrin evaluate talent, so that 12th pick can be good. The 25th pick can be good. The Draymond Green ain't go to the second round. I mean, there's guys down there who can get it popping. You know what I mean? So if you looking at this year's number, the 12th pick possible, then you got Dallas's next year. So even if you give up our pick this year and Dallas's next year, you still got your own next year. I still got a first round pick. You know what I mean? Because if you give up a pick this year, next year, obviously we think we're going to be a better team. So the pick will still be in the low 20s. If we get to the playoffs and we make some noise, the pick going to be real down there anyway. So I do think with that 12 pick this year, maybe 12, whatever range of fall in right now, look like they'll be around 12 to 14 or 12 to 10. I don't know. But that's a good pick. You know what I mean? Because, you know, to be able to move that with somebody to get somebody, I think you can do it. You know what I mean? And we got talent down there. Like Steph said, you might have to move one of our young guys. Obviously, you never know. But I think we got the. I think people are talking about the Knicks talking about assets. I disagree with that.
Right.
I disagree with that.
D, I'm with you too. And another thing I want to say: stars dictate where they want to go. Again, I'm gonna say that stars dictate who they want. How many stars do we have in the NBA right now? They dictate. Look, James Harden dictate where you want to go. LeBron James can dictate where he wants to go. You know, so when we talk about star players, there's not too many star players in the league right now as it is. It's a handful of them that could dictate where they want to go. And the type of players I'm talking about, they're going to dictate. If a star player wants to come to New York, they're going to get here. It's New York City. We got money. We're not a small market team. They'll figure it out. Stars want to come here. A decent player will get traded somewhere, but the stars, they'll dictate where they want to go to. So I'm not worried about somebody not coming here that wants to be here. But I do think a star is looking at the New York Knicks and likes the young value they see in them and seeing what RJ Barrett's doing. Because look, RJ Barrett could be the star that we all may be looking for, but we have a star. We're building a star right now in him. Now, although we need someone to play with on another level, let give RJ Barrett either a Damian Lillard or a Donovan Mitchell. It's going to be different.
Yeah. I think, excuse me, I mean, because I think they got the combination there. I think Mitchell Robinson, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, RJ Barrett. I mean, that's a nice starting four right there. You get a point guard there. Like you said, it doesn't matter who it is. If you got Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, That's why I was saying earlier. That's $65 million the Knicks should lock up. Give RJ his money, give Cam some money, and give Mitchell Robinson some money. You got Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett, and Mitchell Robinson. You plug in 2 dudes with them, and I think you have and even right now you can use Obi hypothetically, but you have a problem on your hand in New York. You get the right players with them, whether it's SGA or Devontae Murray or Donovan Mitchell. I still think the Knicks don't lose that core they have because you still got Quickly. You still can have Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride, and Jericho Sims. I think the 10 young players the Knicks got right now, you should hold on to them if you can, and just put in one more piece to go in that starting lineup, and then put another veteran or 2 in it to help them along the way. I think that team would be nice, young, athletic. They all can shoot threes. Think about it. RJ can shoot the 3. Cam Reddish can shoot the 3. Even Obi probably can get better at shooting the 3. So you bring in a point guard who can also shoot the 3, but then you know what? And if you don't go that route, let's say you still got a lot of defenders there. You got athletic guys who can defend the ball, who can shoot the 3, and they all can put the ball on the floor and go to the hole.
Right.
So you get a point guard in there with Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, Cam Reddish, and RJ Barrett. You get, let's just say, throw Devontae Murray. I would take Devontae Murray, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, and Mitchell Robinson all day, every day for the next 4 or 5 years. Period.
All day,
every day for the next 4 years. That team would be nice. And then you got the bench we have, and you just throw in another stretch 4, maybe a stretch 4, 6'10", 6'11", who could do damage behind Obi Toppin and get another wing in there. You got a nice young team for like the next 5 years, 4 years. And then if you get to that 3rd year, they on the cusp of something, then some of them other rookies we got there, they're going to be aspiring. So now you might have to go out there and bring a piece in to add to that core that's going to put them over the top. Plain and simple. I think the Memphis Grizzlies is doing it the right way. I like the way they doing it, and I think the way they doing it is special. They drafted Morant, they drafted Brooks, they drafted all them cats, man. They all playing together. They brought in a couple of veterans to put around John Morant and them guys, and look what they doing. I think that's where the Knicks need to go. Evan Fournier kick rocks. You cannot be getting $19 million and you up and down with 3-point shooting only. I don't care if people talking about he been playing better. You're supposed to play good. You making $19 million. You say that about Deuce McBride. You say that about McGrimes. You say they supposed to be playing better. $19 million. You supposed to get that consistent every night. You know what I mean? And I think you got to move on for him and Randall and Noel and Kemba Walker. You got to jet them up out of here, because I think you got a young core down there. If you could sign RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Cam Reddish, $65 million. Give Mitchell Robinson 15. Give Cam Reddish, once his deal is ready, between 17 to 20. It better be showing improved next year. And give RJ Barrett his 30. You got 3 players at $65 million. Everybody else is on rookie deals. KJ and Shaw Powell, Grimes on a rookie deal. McBride on a rookie deal. Sims on a rookie deal.
all of them.
Obi on a rookie deal. Quickly still on a rookie deal. Ooh. I mean, come on, man. You got a nucleus down there. And all you got to do is add a couple of players here and there, and I think they're good to go. You know what I mean? I just think that's the Knicks got to roll that way, man. And it ain't no pun intended to Evan Fournier and all them, but I ain't paying you $19 million for what you're doing. I'm sorry. I can let Quentin Grimes and Alex Burks have that money. Alex Burks and Quentin Grimes make Evan Fournier expendable, period.
Right.
They don't even need him. KJ, it's just not even worth it.
Yeah, so it goes to say, I know a lot of people in the chat said we got to get rid of some star or one. So what one player would you want to, if we had to throw somebody in, what one player out of all those players
would I throw in?
Yeah.
I probably would have to throw
for Murray.
For Murray? One of our young core?
Yeah.
Wow. I probably would have to say, if you sign Mitch, I'll say Jericho Sims. He's a little raw than everybody. He's gonna be good, but he's still raw. I like Quickly, man. I think Quickly and Grimes. The only reason I would say Jericho Sims, because I think Devontae Murray and Deuce McBride at the 1 for the Knicks, and Quickly and Grimes at the 2 for the Knicks. RJ, Cam, Obi, I think that's crazy. So I would have to go Jericho Sims.
Wow. How about you, Sha?
Well, if I was to throw in, if it was a trade for Murray, it would probably. If I'm looking at my list now, if I had to have to part ways with one of these guys. And if I'm thinking of uh San Antonio, who they would want, I believe that they would probably want, and I hate to say it out loud, they would probably want IQ.
Mm-hmm.
IQ or Sims. You know, they would probably, if we were to offer them 2 or 3 first rounds, we would probably have to try to include uh Evan Fournier and maybe Deuce. I mean, maybe IQ or Evan Fournier and maybe Evan Fournier, maybe Deuce, or Evan Fournier, maybe IQ. We would probably have to put into that package.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, if you give up IQ, if you give up IQ, I give him one first rounder.
yeah, of course. I mean, it all depends. Everything would change up depending on who you would give up. It would definitely change the whole spectrum because we would have to make the money match. And I think Murray is on he has to be about $20 million, I
Oh, yeah,
believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe he's around 20-something $million. So we would probably have to give him a first, maybe a second, uh Evan Fournier, and maybe IQ. I think IQ is $2 million or something like that.
Mm-hmm, 2 million.
Yeah, IQ is like $2 million. They might not take Deuce because Deuce is not even making $1 million. I think he's like a couple of $100,000 this year. But to make the money work, it would definitely be the first rounder, Evan Fournier, and maybe Deuce. I could probably let go of Deuce. I might want to hold on to IQ.
Right, 4 year. He had 4 years,
So
$64 million deal. He was hurt in 1 year. He missed the whole. I think he had an injury. Then he had so he really probably got another for a couple of years left on that $64 million deal, which is 16 million a year.
Yeah.
With if you throw in this is what I think San Antonio probably would do. They probably take IQ, a first rounder, and they probably would take Alex Burks or somebody who got it aspiring to get that money back. You know, that's the purpose of him moving him to get the money off the books. But let's say you do IQ at first, and then maybe you throw in I don't know, Kimber Walker and Noel.
Right. So,
Yeah, because they don't care. They at the end of the year they get the money off the books. That's what their main concern is. So so you say Noel or Kimber or Burks, or quickly in the first that the money will match. But actually you ain't got to do that. If you're gonna throw quickly in there, you probably just could throw Kimber and somebody. I think that makes sense.
So for me, is the biggest problem we had for a long time and ever has been guard play. I'm keeping all our guards. Deuce McBride, that's a no-fly zone because what he produces on defense, we haven't seen that in years for the Knicks. I've been saying that since he got drafted here. The one player I'm getting rid of, Obi Toppin.
yeah, Obi.
I would have to because we need guards. If one of them guards, Javonte Murray, go down, we got a guard. We got Deuce McBride. We got a Grimes. We got IQ. Or vice versa. We got backup. We could always replace a 4. And for what Obi does for this team right now, he's a high energy guy. He's working on a shot. We see him in more minutes. He's getting better. But the one guy I'm not trying to lose Sims because Sims is our backup center. If Mitchell Robinson goes down or somebody goes down, we got somebody to back up. Obi Toppin's not ready to play that 5 spot for those big men, right? Sims is. He can right now. So that's the one player. I mean, I would hate to see him go, but if it came down to it for Murray, and that's the fight, I got to get rid of Obi Toppin. That's just for me.
Yeah, I think here I agree and disagree. I think Simmons is replaceable. He just a center. You got centers all over the place. You know what I mean? I think that's one position that the NBA is not big on anymore. That's the only reason I said Simmons because he's not a stretch. I mean, we need rebounds. I don't think he is the quintessential center nowadays. You know, there's only a few Mitchell Robinsons out there like that. But that's why I brought him up. But I do agree with you. Obi, I think Obi could start at the 4 for the Knicks. I think he could start at the 4. And the reason why we brought up Devontae Murray, I do not think the San Antonio Spurs is going to sign Devontae Murray to an extension. Let me put that out there now. They're not going to sign him to an extension. The organization is not going in that direction. And I think you hear that rumblings out there about that. Right, there you go. I say Devontae Murray, 15-year and 16. He got about out of that $64 million deal. Appreciate it. Like you said, to be civilized, Mo Bamba. He got a $10 million how would I say it? Qualifying offer. Excuse me. So I mean, you got Mo Bamba out there as well. Yep, that's a good point there.
Facts. Hey, Ray. That's
yeah, good. Yep.
Yeah, you're looking at just that our first rounder, Dallas's first rounder, IQ, and maybe Alec Burks, or depending on it all depends on how they could work it out, because to make the money match, we got a couple of players over here that's worth about $10 million too. But yeah, I definitely see if we're looking to get, I think IQ would be the opportune person that they would ask for. I think they would look to take IQ if San Antonio.
With Ray, I'm saluting my man Ray Naldi, my man. Salute you for coming. Appreciate you, Ray. I do that though.
I would too.
I do that. That 2022, that 2020 Dallas pick. That's not going to be a high pick anyway. The Dallas plays pretty good ball, so you're not really giving. And I think that the Knicks 2024, if you get Devontae Murray, that pick going to be low anyway.
So, I would give it up just because this guy Murray would be here past 3 or 4 years. That's
if you sign
one
him.
of the things. Yeah, if we sign him.
You sign him back, yeah. And that also going to play into it too. Are you going to still resign him once that contract is up? Because you don't want to give up all that and then you ain't going to keep him. You know what I mean? So obviously, but I think Devontae Murray and RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish could be legit. Because I already think I think Quentin Grimes going to be real legit in the NBA. Let me put that out there now. Y'all heard our Knicks Real Talk. That boy going to be legit. I think he's going to be on the cusp of something. So that's why I'm ecstatic about a lot of things, because I think Quentin Grimes is going to be the real deal. I mean, let's book that. You know, like that's why Evan Fournier don't mean nothing to me right now. Not with Quentin Grimes there. I take Quentin Grimes all day over Evan Fournier. He's about 10 years younger, a defender, can get it with the best of them, can shoot the ball with the best of them. I think Quentin Grimes makes that cat expandable. Real talk, man. So I do like that for sure. He between 9 and 30 years old, about 24. So he just be getting out of his prime. So getting into his prime. But that and that's a good deal. I have no problem with that. I take that, man. I like Devontae Murray. I think that boy a triple threat and get defense. So you might say a quadruple threat, because he get mad steals, shot Powell and KJ. I think him and RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish and Mitchell Robinson, man. If you want Obi there or not, but them four at least. Devontae Murray, I would literally probably just go ahead and put Quentin Grimes at the 2 with Devontae Murray. That's the best defensive backcourt probably in the game just in this age. Devontae Murray and Quentin Grimes, that defense, and then you go RJ Barrett. You can let Cam Reddish play the 4. He got it up. I think he's getting stronger. So, and Mitchell Robinson, all them cats can shoot the ball from 3, except for Mitchell Robinson. All 4, and they all got dog in them. They all can put the ball on the floor. They all go to the rack, and they can create their own shots. That would be scary in New York for me. And you had the right pieces around that backcourt, and with Quentin Grimes, McBride, Jericho Sims. Hey, I don't give a you bring Alec Burks back. You know what I mean? And
I think he might stay.
And if you still got Obi, then whatever. But I think if Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish start before, you probably got to move Obi. But I say all that, but we in a good place, man. We really are. We got some things the Knicks can do. They just got to do it wisely, but they got some good stuff to do.
And Dean Shaw, look at the Knicks when they play now. This is year 1 of some of them young guys, right? When Deuce McBride and IQ play together and they playing defense, I mean, we've been in some battles lately, and their defense has won us these games. That's what tough, hard-nosed players, and that's why keep the young core. Do something we haven't did in a long time. Keep young, not just 1, not just 2. Keep a whole group together. Mm-hmm. Let the group grow, and then you build from within there. And we're doing that right now. So let's keep these young guys here and build from whoever's going to be here. They got to be on the Knicks pedigree. You got to play defense. You better work hard. And if a star comes up, a star comes. But we got to be as patient as possible. I know it's hard to say, I've been saying it for so long to be patient, but man, something has to give. And I just believe that the right direction to go is build the young nucleus we got here.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is somebody that you look in the draft that you think fits the players and you're not going to trade anybody, go for it. Because I do trust who these guys bring in here.
Mm-hmm.
I like IQ, Obi, Grimes, Sims, McBride.
Yeah.
Compared to that list of the 20 people I named earlier, man, one player, Porzingis, right? Who's the other player? That was a quote unquote could be something. Porzingis, right? Was number one, and we got RJ Barry here, so he doesn't count,
Mm-hmm.
right? But Landry Fields, Iman Shumpert, Tony Douglas, Michael Sweetney. I mean, look at these names: Josh Harlison, Kevin Knox, Nate Robinson, David Lee. David Lee was an all-star 2 times, which is good, but we didn't go anywhere with David Lee. David Lee was a double-double, right? I mean, what happened? So I said to say, look at the young nucleus that we got here. We got a great young nucleus. Let's keep building that.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, I think you lock up Mitchell Robinson, Cam Reddish, and RJ, then you take it from there. Like I said, everybody else on rookie deals. To me, if you get RJ, Cam Reddish, and Mitchell Robinson locked up, and then you guys get and start, do the thing we also were talking about, bringing in other guys. That's fine. And I'm good either way. And I just, and the reason why I bought the Cam Reddish up at the 4, because I think the young man is still growing. What I do like about him, because sometimes when you got big dudes, a faster dude can outdo him. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes, like what I love about the Knicks now, what we doing what we did last year, and I'm just trying to make a announcement between one another. When we played defense last year, everybody else was trying to outscore each other in the league. You know what I mean? But we were trying to stop everybody in the league. So we were doing something different compared to what everybody else was doing. We were trying to stop everybody, and everybody was always coming in the game trying to outscore each other, and that's why we won 41 games. This year, we lost that at the beginning of the year. We were trying to compete like Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. We were trying to do what the league was doing, score, who can outscore each other. But look what happened when we went back to what we do, stopping people from scoring. We 4-0. We've been playing much ball better. We went back to what we were doing last year. So, and the reason why I say that is that's why even though Cam Reddish might be a 3, do you think Laurie Markkinen at the 3 or at the 4 or even Mobley can handle Cam Reddish? Cam Reddish to pull that boy outside by the 3-point line. Mm-hmm. So you can use players like that to your advantage. But I do agree he is a natural 3, but that don't mean he can't play that 4 because he could beat them cats just by his athleticism. You know what I mean? Jetson on the cat, pull him out by the 3-point line. Now when you playing Cleveland Cavaliers, and hypothetically you got Cam Reddish at the 4, Cam Reddish at the 3-point line. What do you think Evan Mobley going to be at?
3-point, you're gonna be Dean him.
Right, correct. And now that's advantage for us because what happened was Cam Reddish pulled that 6'11", 6'10" dude out at the 4 spot, out at the 3-point line. Now once you open up the lane, and I don't think none of them cats can guard Cam Reddish when he goes to the hole. So that's why I say if you don't keep Obi Toppin, I don't have a problem with throwing Cam Reddish at the 4 because it's all about they might have advantage on him size-wise, but he also got advantage on them quickness-wise too. You know what I mean? Because he can shoot from the 3, so they're going to have to respect the 3-point shot, and they're going to have to come out there and play him. And what that does, that just opens up the court for RJ to go down the lane. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason I brought that up about him at the 4. And like I said, I agree it's not a natural position, but sometimes, man, you got to be able to it's positionless basketball. You know what I mean? Shit, Laurie Markkinen is 6'11", 6'10", starting at the 3 for them cats. I mean, starting at the 3 for them, 6'11". So I all depends on the way your team is built. You know what I mean? And I think with the way we got all them downhill players, I think Cam Reddish, RJ, Grimes, and guys that we talking about, man, it'd be hard to guard them, dude, because they all can shoot it. But they all solid players. So we'll see, man. But the Knicks is in a good place, man. Real talk, but we get out here at 11. We keep the show going to 11 because I know these brothers got to get on their grind, and me as well. I know my man Shaw Fowler fell a little down. So, but great show. Salute to the chat, man. Y'all on fire up in there. Y'all already know what it is. Knicks Real Talk. The chat is where it's at. Y'all got to pop it up in there, man. Ray Analogy, Be Civilized, Jarvis, D Nights. Y'all keep it coming. Y'all got to pop it up there. D Ross, everybody, man. Salute to y'all. Salute to everybody wherever you streaming in from. We appreciate y'all coming in. Divine, Shy Powers, KJ, Knicks Real Talk, Knicks follow up post game, man. We here, man. We just cut it up, man. Real talk. That's what we do. But it's fun, man. I'm excited about the season moving forward. We won 4 games in a row. We got Charlotte tomorrow. You know, we're gonna be in the World Bowl favorites arena against Charlotte tomorrow, 7:30. We're gonna get it popping up there, man. We need the pregame and be at 6:00. We be on tomorrow. You already know. You know, even though we didn't get what we wanted to go this year, but we still in a good place though. I'm still good. I'm seeing young guys prosper in their maturation moving forward, seeing what they can do and what we have. Deuce McBride gonna be scary, bro. They got to unleash that young man. He's gonna be scary. Quentin Grimes gonna be scary, and Obi gonna be scary. I mean, you start to see Obi. This is what happens when you get a lot of time. You know what I mean? You get the time. Basketball, the game of rhythms. He's figuring it out. His athleticism is off the charts. I mean, quickly's balling out. I mean, Mitchell Robinson he's just doing this thing. Man, the Knicks is in a good place, man. So fan base, stay happy, man. And I think the best is yet to come. I think the Knicks gonna pop. I think it's gonna be sooner than later. I just think we got talent down there. You know what I mean? And I think the best is yet to come, man. I really do, man. So we gotta stay engaged and just hope that, you know, Leon Rose and Scott Perry and Worldwide West and Walt Parent, Brock, all them guys just put it all together in the next couple of years. But I do think we got a good spot to be in though, for real. KJ, excuse me, and I think we be on the road.
Yeah, but Knicks fans, Knicks Real Talk family. These next 6 games, these last 6 games, I just want you just to pay attention if Julius Randle plays or not. And just look, I think with all the talk, I think he's going to come out to play. But, like, just look out for the rotations and just think what this Knicks team should have been. You know, we should have been in this playoffs, not to play in. Again, this record is not what this team projects on paper. And we all said this in the preseason when we went 4-0. When we almost set a record in preseason, we had 24 3-pointers. We know what this team can do. So just think about what the Knicks could be right now, you know, and just imagine. I just believe the Knicks, another season where our record is not what's projected on that floor. Mm-hmm. And it's not a failure, but it is a little disappointment. Even for me, I'm talking about for myself.
Facts, right?
Because it's like, come on, man. Like we know it's an up and down, again, a roller coaster season. It went up, down, up and down. We all said play the young core early. We said this. And now we're on a 4-game win streak. And I think the 4-game win streak is our biggest win streak of the year.
It is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yep, it
is. In 6 games of the season, are we going on our winning streak? That's just crazy. But, I mean, it is what it is. And, hey, we still got a puncher's chance. We still got a bunch of chance to make it. But, hey, I'm just hoping. I just really want to see the young core continue to play, and we'll be good to go.
Yep. Real talk, Ray Analogy, facts. Tibbs got to make sure they're on the same accord, and just, you know, everybody's gonna have a little bit of those grovels in business, but they got to make sure they, like you said. I think what they need to do also too. I think they need to give Tibbs a little more impact who they're bringing in, because I don't think Tibbs don't want to know Kemba Walker. That ain't his type of player. I think sometimes when you got a coach there, make sure you ask your coach, what type of players do you want? What fits your system? Which can you work with? And I think it makes it easy. That's why I agree with Ray. They got to be on the same page, because you got to make sure y'all on the same page. You got to make sure if you know Tibbs play this type of basketball, you got to get Tibbs them type of players. You can't just say, Tibbs, we're going to get him, make it work. I know you can do it, but I think you also got to let the coach his system. You know what I mean? And let him coach the way he needs, the players that he know how he can work with, and see if we can make it happen. I think last year he had players like that. I think Tibbs liked Reggie Bullock. He was his type of player. Elva Payton was his type of player. They had grit in them. They had that fight in them. They were defenders. You know what I mean? And they might not have been ultra talented offensively, but they plus minus wasn't bad, because even though they couldn't score, you wasn't scoring on them. Right. You know what I mean? So I think Tibbs was happy with that. So I think they get it popping though. I'm excited about the Knicks moving forward, gentlemen. I think we're gonna be good. I think we're gonna make the right moves. And we got options. We do got options, man.
Salute to Ray. By putting that out there with us having 7 first-round picks and 17 second-round picks to the year 2028, because that's going to be, we have a bright future with all those picks that we have there, plus with the players that we have. If we could just keep this core together, man, like we all talk about signing Reddish, signing Mitchell Robinson, if we could get him with around $15 million. Offering Reddish somewhere around the same amount, $15 to $17 million, something like that. We'll have a core to go into the near future with these guys being together for multiple years, coming back for multiple years. And if we could just implement a nice point guard into that mix with the next 3 to 4 years, in the next 2 to 3 years, we should be able to see by next year, we should see a playoff. By the year after that, we should make it into the second round. And for that final year, we should be able to make it to a playoff season, a playoff berth. And that's what I want to see in this new young core that we have right here, because it's something that we need to see, man. And this is the young core that we have right now, man. And I hope that we can keep it together.
Yeah, fast. Hey, Shot, man, go ahead, man. You go get you some rest, brother, man. And,
yeah, you hear it in my voice, right? Hold on, let me get my last facial on over here.
Yeah, indeed.
Salute to you guys. Salute Divine. Salute KJ. The chat's where it's at. Ray, good acknowledgement tonight, man. Thank you for coming on tonight and blowing up the chat over there, man. You real positive right there. You know what I mean? And once again, salute to you, Divine. KJ, sir, I'll talk to y'all later.
Yep.
Peace. Let's get it.
Salute. Yeah, man. Great show, man. Everybody was engaged, man. I appreciate that, man. Y'all know Knicks Real Talk. We here, man. 100, like Ray Alty say all the time, man. We know it's real talk up here, man. That's what we do. But we here, man. We 82 games a year, man. We ain't going nowhere. We here all the time, each and every day, each and every way, man. We Knicks fans, man. We die hard Knicks fans. We passionate brothers. We love talking Knicks. That's what we do. You know what I mean? But to have the visible chat, the visible panel, which we call the chat. I mean, that's what makes the show pop is the chat. It's the chat. You guys always y'all guys is really up here with us. Your face is not on the panel. I mean, you guys is the best, man. Knicks Real Talk to me got some of the thoroughest brothers and sisters up in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all. Real talk, man. Without y'all, it don't need for us to even do this. You know what I mean? But we do it because we love it. We fans first and foremost, anyway. You know what I mean? And let's do it, man. Let's keep the Knicks going, man. A little off season, up like you said, shop out, man. KJ, peaks and valleys, roller coaster ride. But for the most part, we had some positive things to take away from it. You know what I mean? Everything can't be perfect. You know what I mean? But we had, I'm excited about the future. And that's what's important. You know what I mean? D Nice, you already know my brother. Yeah, I'm excited about the future, man, KJ, because we haven't been in this situation in a long time. You think about the years we've been watching the Knicks, and everybody in this chat and everybody, it was going out getting guys, spending money on them. They don't pan out. Drafting bad draft picks. Thank God for RJ Barrett, which poor thing is when the guy injured. That could have been a different story for us draft wise. But you know what? We just got to keep it moving, man. And in real talk, man. And let's get it, man. But give me your last thoughts, man, before we get up out of here. And I know everybody got to get ready to get on their grind tomorrow.
Hey, Devon, as always, thank you for allowing me to come on the platform, show my Knicks Real Talk family. Thank you all for tuning in for us. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose Knicks Real Talk family tonight, and we appreciate all of you guys. I know we'll be back on tomorrow to give you some more content. We play Charlotte tomorrow. Yeah. Again, let's get this W. Let's get this season. I mean, season not over, but let's look at the positive side. Let's look at our future young infrastructure, and then we go from there. Salute to you all. Be safe and have a good night or good morning wherever you are watching in the world.
Yeah, real talk, man. Salute Cornerstone Cab, my brother. Salute, man. Yes, sir. Speaking of Cornerstone, y'all make sure we lock Mitchell Robinson up, man. Give him that $15 million. Don't play. Let's keep it real. Let's get Mitchell Robinson up in here, man. But great show, everybody. We appreciate the chat. Y'all know that's where it's at, man. Real talk, man. Y'all cats are the best. And everybody streaming in where you're streaming them from. Thank y'all for coming tonight, being part of the show. We got the pregame tomorrow. Y'all already know Knicks Real Talk pregame. Knicks gonna be in the Madison Square Garden, the World More Famous Arena against the Charlotte Hornets. Y'all make sure y'all look for the notifications, like and subscribe to the channel, help the platform keep growing, and we're gonna keep it moving, man. KJ, my brother, Shot Power, salute to the chat. Appreciate y'all cats coming in, man, and we'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Knicks Real Talk pregame, 6 o'clock. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all check it out, man. With Charlotte Horn, we got to go down and take the buzz out of the bees, man. We're going to get it popping. Everybody, man, y'all have a good night. My brothers, peace.
Peace.